Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe and another video for the Walking Dead Dead City. We're going to be discussing a massive topic for today. I wanted to go over something, and especially now that we only have a week left until this Walking Dead universe comes back to our screens, which I am very, very excited for. As of tomorrow, it'll be a week until Dead City returns, which is really, really fun. However, I wanted to talk about something very interesting because there was a event yesterday that happened. There was a promotional piece of material that kind of came out, where you had Jeffrey Dean Morgan, you had Hillary Burton as Lucille, and you had his kids as well too that were there at the event, and you had Scott Gimple. And they showed the Dead City premiere early yesterday, which I thought was really cool. You had JDM there, you had Scott Gimple there, you had JDM's family there with him. No Lauren Cohen, I don't know, maybe she couldn't show up for it or something, but you had JDM, you had Scott Gimple, and you had Hillary Burton.
Favorite TV show? I'm gonna say Lost. Huh? Nah?
Wow. I'm gonna say Lost.
Another one?
Yeah. Oh, no, this
Sopranos. The Wire. Deadwood. Is there any other that I'm missing?
Simpsons.
I loved NYPD Blue when it was on.
The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Those are all great.
Now, it kind of raised a little bit of an interesting topic, which I am kind of interested in seeing, and especially because in some of the promotional material, Lucille is really crucial, like really crucial. My genuine question is, how big is Lucille going to be this season? Because if they're already advertising her at like red carpet events and stuff like that, and they're using them as well as like promotion, and they're already putting Lucille in promotional material, will we get more than one hallucination is my big question. Will Lucille be bigger than we think? Because they're already including her in promotional material. Will she almost be like a, how could I put it? Almost like with the, almost like if anybody's seen Dexter, like his dark passenger or something, you know what I mean? Like Lucille will almost be like guiding Negan's way, you know what I mean? Like kind of across this season.
I did the right thing in training you. This just proves it. I did the right thing.
Some stupid dumb idiot.
Hey there, some stupid dumb idiot here.
I mean, that would just kind of be ripping Dexter off at that point, but you know what I mean, like something along those lines, because they're really making it a point to tell you that Lucille is in this season and then some. So I'm starting to kind of wonder whether or not it's going to be just one hallucination, or if it's going to be kind of over the course of the season, we kind of see her here and there, kind of telling him what she thinks about some of the actions that he's doing. That could be pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. Like, you could get like maybe an episode or two here and there, like she kind of says, she's like, yeah, like, do you really think ironing that guy's face is going to change anything that you've done? You know what I mean? Like, I think there's ways of them to make it work. It could just be one hallucination. However, I do say this, if it's only one hallucination scene, they probably should have kept that a secret, admittedly. But the way they're going about this, the way they're advertising Hillary Burton in this season, it almost feels like there's going to be more. It feels like there's going to be a lot of things to see. Now, obviously, we don't know if we're ever going to get any kind of answers in Dead City about Annie or his kid, Josh. You know, there's a lot of questions about Negan's family that we haven't really discovered, and I doubt that we're going to unravel that this season, because I don't think while they're doing this storyline with Negan right now, they're going to go into, you know, the state of his family and stuff like that, and I haven't heard any information on any kind of casting for a younger, kid for, Negan's son, so I doubt that we'll see it. Plus, I don't know, I've heard mixed things. Apparently, the actress for Annie doesn't want to do the role anymore. So apparently that's half the reason that she's not in this. Again, I could be wrong about that, but I thought I heard that somewhere, is that after the end of season 11 of the original show, apparently she didn't want to do the role, so they kind of just let her go, and that's why we haven't seen her since. What I would do in that case is I would have Josh show up, Joshua, his kid, but I would write her out of the story. Maybe say that she either just left somewhere or that she died, because you do need to answer that question. So my thing is with this is that I do think that Lucille will be here this season as the focus, as the motivation for Negan, and that's why they're advertising Lucille so much. And it wouldn't even shock me if there is more than one hallucination. I feel like there could be a few in the later episodes this season, and that's why we're not, seeing too much of the later episodes, because apparently the early screeners that got this season were not allowed to see the last 2 episodes. Something tells me that Lucille is like a main character in one of those last couple episodes. So I'm going to be curious to see how they do that, man. I really am. I've said this many times before, and I'll say it again. I kind of wish that the wife that Negan had that was alive right now in the timeline was Hillary Burton's role. Because as much as I love her as Lucille, and I would never change that role, I thought she did a perfect job with it. I'm just like, man, if Negan had a wife nowadays, no offense to Annie, but I wish it was played by Hillary Burton. I think that'd be really cool, like, to see these two, doing their thing, you know what I mean, in current day. Negan would have, like, a wife figure that would almost kind of keep him in check, you know what I mean? I think that would be interesting, but obviously they're not going to do that. And obviously I would also say don't bring Annie back if you're going to do that, because I just didn't find, maybe it's just me. Hillary Burton and Jeffrey D. Morgan, there's instant charisma with them two on screen. They have on-screen chemistry right away, and obviously they do. They're, husband and wife in real life, so it makes sense. They instantly they just work, you know what I mean? It goes to show you that, it makes sense, because obviously that's their marriage in real life, and they're adapting that to a TV show. That's why it feels so flawless, you know what I mean? With the actress for Annie, no, she didn't do a bad job. She did a good job, but I just mean, like, I didn't feel a connection with her and Negan. I just never did. And especially because they kind of just threw you right into it, you know what I mean? In 11-13, Negan kind of just pops up with some new chick, and it's like, oh yeah, here she is, It didn't fit necessarily, you know what I mean? With Hillary Burton, it's like an instant, like, wow, like, that's an instant, match. But again, of course it is, because, they're married in real life. So I'm curious, man. Like, we didn't see Lauren at the event yesterday, but we did see Hillary Burton, and we're seeing a lot of advertising for Lucille in this season. I'm curious to see how much she is involved in this season, because the rumor is she's involved in a hallucination. But again, like, could there be more than one? Because they're advertising her like crazy. So we'll see what happens. I'm very down for it, though. I'm curious to see it. If she's kind of the light guiding Negan's way, I think that's an interesting idea. And if she's his dark cloud, you know what I mean, acting all disappointed in him, that kind of reels him back in, I think that could be good too. Or maybe a bit of both, you know what I mean? Who knows? So, yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how they handle this. I think it's going to be a really cool thing to explore, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they adapt Lucille coming back for Negan, and how they're going to explain, his family, because I feel like they will at one point. So, post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys all thought. And, of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, sure to click subscribe and tune miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. Rogue gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.